Joining us this morning is the head coach of the Bullard Lady Panther softball team, Coach Julie Murry. Coach, how are we doing this morning?
Great.
Well, it's good to see you. It's good to talk to you and your team back in the state semifinals for the first time since 2022. I want to go back to the game, the regional final against Livingston, a two-game series. You won the first game 3-2, and then the second game 8-1 to punch your ticket to the state semifinals. So when that last out was made, what were the emotions like for you and the team?
I think just ecstatic. I mean, it's fun to see hard work pay off, and it's fun to see that for these kids. And I think that they took a lot of joy in celebrating with one another and our coaching staff with one another because it's a good moment. It's a moment to celebrate.
And last year, obviously not the season you wanted, made it to the playoffs, but bounced out in the second round. So making it back this far after the team's made deep playoff runs to the regional finals, state semifinals the past 4 years. So that last year, that second round exit, what was the message to the team going into this season after losing in the second round last year? What was the message to try and get back and go further this year?
Well, the playoff format changed last year for us, and we had, unfortunately, two of the top 10 teams in the state for sure, maybe top three teams in the state, had to match up early last year, and that was very unfortunate in terms of this playoff format. But, our message was basically we want to be the best version of ourselves we can be whenever we get to playoff season, and whatever happens, happens, whoever we get, and whatever round, you got to beat the best to be the best, and we want to make sure that we're trying to get to the best.
And let's talk about this playoff run. You started with Vider, then you had Huffman, Hargrave, Sealy, and then, like I said, Livingston. And all were best of three series, and you didn't drop one game in any of those series. So a perfect record right now in the postseason. Talk to me about this playoff run. What's been the special sauce, special ingredient this postseason that's allowed y'all to kind of be successful?
Well, each week we've given our players a little bit of a different message, but I really feel like their preparation is kind of the key to what's going on. Their preparation feeds them confidence, and it's not just the preparation that we've provided for them, but years of preparation. Going back a long time, and I think it's just helped them feel confident. Oh, I'm so sorry. Feel confident um, as we've gone throughout our playoff
This
season.
is awesome. Hey, I think that's a first that we've had the lights go out in the middle, but at least it wasn't like a power outage or anything. So
Nope,
we're
we're
still
all
good.
good now. Thanks for hanging with me.
No problem. I'm sorry, Coach. I think I might have cut you off there, but if you want to continue your thought, I'm sorry.
No, that was about it. I mean, I feel like we're battle tested, and we've seen some great softball teams, and I think that that's given us some confidence that we're prepared.
So the season. Let's talk about the season as a whole. I feel like there's a standard in for Bullard softball. Like the expectations are up here to make these deep postseason runs. And this year, no different. 34-7-1, a 10-0 district record. What's been the vibe of this team this season? What's the energy been like around this team to pick up 34 wins already this year?
Yeah, I think they're a determined group. I mean, I think we have five seniors. Senior leadership has been a very big factor for us. And I think that this group has competed in Region 3 for 4 years now, and it's a tough region. And, they watched our success that happened in Region 2, and it's been a really tough road to break into this round for us since we moved to Region 3. But they're determined, and they're looking to make their own kind of history this week.
And you talk about the Region 3 and Region 2, and I'm glad you brought that up because with Region 3, you have to go south a lot and play a lot of teams down south. Is the travel different? Is setting up playoff locations a lot harder or difficult? What's that like setting up playoff locations in Region 3 as opposed to Region 2?
I would say the travel, I mean, it's for sure more, it's a lot more travel for us, for our fans, for our administrators, just for our people. The distance you have to go is just a lot greater. And we're not going to be complainers. We're going to do what we got to do, and we're going to do it, to the best of our ability. But it does take a toll on you a little bit. The travel is different. And I did have to, when we transitioned to Region 3, you got to find new contacts. You got to make new friends down south, and you got to find new people that you can reach out to and trust. And we've been grateful to be able to do that.
And I'm glad you brought up the long trips as well, because the fans, no matter where you're playing at, the fans show up. It seems like anytime the Bullard Lady Panthers are on the softball diamond, the crowd is going to be electric and it's going to be packed out. So talk to me about the community support that you get, and what the Bullard community means to you.
Absolutely. I mean, our playoff vibe here at home Friday night was just amazing. I thought our fans showed up big for us, and I think it just made our kids feel so supported and so loved. And I mean, we have our faithful fans that travel with us no matter where we go, no matter when we go there, and we're so appreciative of them. We call them our super fans for sure, not just our parents, but some actual just fans that just love these kids and love softball and like watching competitive games. And so we're very appreciative of our community for the support that they've shown, and we hope they show up big for us 2 more weeks for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. You mentioned the senior class, and I want to ask you about that, because this senior class, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's been a regional final, and then last year's area, and now breaking through the to the state semifinal. So, talk to me a little bit about this senior class, and how special this group is, and how cool it is to see them finally kind of break through that regional final wall and get to that state stage.
Oh, it's so amazing, and they're a class that I love to talk about. I mean, there's 5 of them. They're big impact players, each of them in their own right. Um, they are wonderful humans just outside of softball. They're amazing students here in our high school, and they for sure just have big goals, to continue our season. Um, and I think they're doing a great job of leading us, and they were led. It's just so fun for me to get to watch. They were led by some amazing seniors when they were freshmen, and it's fun to get to see that impact, from previous teams still making an impact on today's team. And it's really fun to get to watch that.
And I think I may have seen, I can't remember if it was on Facebook or not, but I may have seen where there were some former Lady Panthers that did they show up at previous game. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so tell me about that, when the former Lady Panthers are in the house. What does that do for your current team? What kind of extra motivation does that add?
Yeah, we love it. I mean, they love coming back, and we're so grateful to have a place that they can come home to and still think of as home. They know they're welcome in our dugout, and they know they can come in and talk to our kids. And it's just so fun to get to see that tradition passed down of expectations. When you talked earlier about the high expectation and the culture of our program, it's passed down, through lots of different classes ahead of these kids. And it's just really fun to get to play for the people who wore that jersey before you also.
Yeah, and I'm sure it adds a little extra pressure seeing those former Lady Panthers, especially the ones that got to this stage as well. Getting to
Oh, yeah.
the state tournament, state semifinals, having them in the stands. But it's also, I would think, being like, they did it, we can do it too. They're, same type of thing. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
talk. Let's talk about this week. You got Calallen, Corpus Christi, Calallen. I was doing a little. I guess I was living under a rock. I knew they were good. I didn't realize they had won the past 3 state championships in 4A.
oh, yes.
So, very good softball program down there. What are First off, a 2-part question here. What makes Calallen such a good softball program, in your opinion? And then secondly, what's it going to take to go out there and beat them this week and get to the state championship?
Calallen has great leadership also. They're a senior heavy group as well, with a pitcher in the circle that's led them all 3 years that they've won it, and now year 4 that they're going after it. And we have a lot of respect for them. But, I said this last week, and I'll say it again this week: respect all, fear none. So we're not going into this week, scared. We're going into this week thinking that we have the tools that will pay off for us, and what it takes, in other words, to take care of business this week. And we know it's a challenge, but it's not a challenge that we're ready to back down from. It's a challenge we can't wait for.
Well, I'm excited to see it and excited to see it happen. And, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time this morning and talking to us. Best of luck to you and the Lady Panthers softball team this week, and hopefully we'll be talking to you down the road, Coach. Thank you.
Sounds great. Thank you.